Hello and welcome to another video. So in this video I've got two things that I want to achieve in this video. Number one is something's broken on the van, which is always sad. So about 2 months ago my LPG system broke. And this is quite difficult with LPG because I don't really want to mess about with it. It's not something I'm gonna sort of do myself. So luckily I found a garage which is only like about 10-15 minutes down the road to me. You know, it's not a popular thing anymore, unfortunately. LPG, it is disappearing from the UK, but I've managed to find someone. I've already taken it to them, they've had a look and they think they know what the problem is. So I'm gonna take it tomorrow and hopefully I'll get that fixed. So I'll give you an update on that and I'll tell you what was the problem if they do manage to fix it. So I'll wait for that later on in the video. The next thing I need to do, right, this is something I've wanted to do. I should have done it when I actually first installed my kind of kitchen, and that is to do with the sink. And I've had many people say, hey, you should maybe do this idea. And I'm like, yeah, it's something that's on my list. And that is to put where my sink is. Let me flick you around and then you can have a look. Where my sink is, obviously I've just got a hole there, which is fine, but it would be nice if I had a kind of lid on it really. And I don't want something that's kind of on the top, I want it to be inset. But the way I've put the sink in, I have not left any kind of lip. So I've got to create a new lip all the way around here. So I've ordered a special router bit called, I think it's called a rabating bit, or what's it called? A rebate. Yeah, so it's gonna, what it'll do, it'll put a little groove around the top of the sink. And hopefully I can then inset a kind of, whether it'll be a chopping board, I'm hoping so. I've got to find something to actually put in there, keep it nice and flush, and that'd be great for me because I can put my camera there and I can, well, it'll seal it up and then I'll have a full worktop across the top, and that'll be pretty useful. So first thing I'm going to do though is I'm actually going to take off the worktop and take this out because I can't do this whilst it's actually in situ, because if I start routing inside the van, dust is going to go absolutely everywhere. It'll be a complete disaster. Let's take out the kitchen worktop. The one thing I'd have to point out is that today it's really hot inside this van. You have to open some doors in a minute. 38.4 degrees. Right, got everything out. Now I've been to Asda and I've bought 2 chopping boards. Now these are pretty good value, these. These were £6 for 2. I only need one of them. I'm just going to take this back one and that should be enough what I need. So the way I'm going to do this is I have got a special router bit. Now this is called, I think in America they call it the rabating bit, but a rebate router. So it comes as a big chunky looking thing like that. It's got a ball bearing there and I've got a set of ball bearings and I can then use these to kind of see how deep I want this rabbit to sort of route out the groove. So I'm just going to route out the groove in the top of the sink so then it can inset into that groove and sit on top of it. So I think I'm going to need the biggest bearing on there, so I'm just going to take this off, put it on there, and I'm going to give it a test on a bit of test wood and see what it looks like. So I've got this big huge bearing on it now, so it'll just have a tiny groove. So let's do a test. I've got this test piece here which is the same wood, and I'll just see how this goes first. It's kind of wobbly, but it's got a little rebate in that now, if you can see that. That's what you're looking for. Just enough of a lip for it just to sit on there. I think that might be just deep enough. Right, I'm mentally prepared. I'm going to go for it. So, covered in sawdust, but I have a nice little groove now, that's perfect. So it's not quite deep enough yet because the board is a little bit deeper than that. Right, so now I need to just set as you can see there. I don't know if you can see that, but that's quite a bit off the bottom, so I've just got to set it to the correct amount now. Yeah, that's looking good. Can you see that? That's what we want. Okay. Now I've got my groove all the way in there. I've just got to make this fit just there. Look, it almost fits in there. So I'm just going to take a little bit off the sides, and then I'm going to cut the length down as well. So we'll get the sides fit in first, and then we'll round off. So I'm just going to go to the table saw and just cut this down a little bit. So as promised, I have chopped it down on my table saw, and it should be the correct width now. I just give it a quick test fit, and that is absolutely perfect. Now I just need to do the length, and that is easily done by putting it there and just putting a little mark on it. Who'd have thought it? And again, I chop it down on the table saw, and now it should be exactly the right width and length, and I just need to now cut the corners off. So the way I've decided to do this is with a sheet of paper and a pencil, and because I left the edge quite sharp, I can just rub that pencil along it, and I should get a pretty good line. And there it is, that looks pretty good. So I've just got to cut that out now with a pair of scissors. And after doing that, I've just got to check that it still fits, and that does look like a good fit, so I know this is good. And as it's symmetrical, I need to do one side. So I just transfer that mark onto the wood. I do this on both sides, and I'm ready to start cutting this out. Now I've decided to cut off most of the wood with a jigsaw, because that's just going to get rid of the most amount of wood quickly, and then I'll finish off the rest of it to go up to the line with my oscillating belt sander. So if I put this in the sink right now, I won't be able to get it out because there's no way of me to actually physically lift it out. There's no hole in it or anything. So I'm marking the center here, and I've decided the best way to do this is to put like a little notch on the end, just where that mark is there. And I can do this on the oscillating belt sander because it's round at the end. And I thought, yeah, I'll just push it onto the end. Okay. See if this actually fits in then. Oh. Oh yes. Needs a bit deeper on the finger pull. Yes, that's perfect. I'm going to round all these edges off. Cool. I'm going to make that a little bit deeper, and then we'll round everything off. We're nearly done. So I've got this super tiny round over. Got a little bit of a stain. Right, that's layer one. We'll leave that to dry, and then come and do another layer. Okay, so I've put 3 coatings of the black dye on, and it's looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. It might need another one, I think. Maybe another going over. And then I'm going to put it in the van. It's very noisy out here. Okay, I finished it. I've just put the tabletop back in the van, and I've actually just given the board a little once over with a bit of fine grit sandpaper, and that's lovely and smooth now. I really like the shape of this little thing. I think it looks really good. So let's have a look at this and let's put it in for the final time. So as you can see, it's back in, and there's my ridge. I gave it 1 extra coat of the stain, and that's come up really nicely. So let's get the chopping board and let's pop it in. There we go. I think that looks pretty cool, that. I kind of half want to kind of seal it with something, but I haven't got a wood safe kind of finish. But I think maybe I'll just leave it natural like that, and then I can just sand it down if it ever gets too scratched up or something, because I will use that as a chopping board. But I think that looks pretty neat. I like that. Got this, I could put that over there now if I wanted to. Did do the pull a little bit bigger, so I can really get my finger in there. Nice and easy to get out. I've cleaned my sink as well because it was disgusting, I realised earlier on in the video. So on the second part of the video, which I actually started with, the LPG system, yes, it is fixed finally, which is really cool. So I can start getting cheap LPG fuel again. Yeah, it was the vaporizer. It's just like a little kind of like pump thing. I don't know what it does actually. No, it heats up the gas and turns into a vapor so it could be used in the engine. So yes, it was the vaporizer went wrong, and the actual solenoid went wrong as well. So it was never going to work. It's now all fixed and I can use LPG again. So I'm happy about that. So that's it for this video. Oh, chop chop. I'm going to put that back. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So that's me done. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, maybe consider giving it a like and subscribe. So I'll hopefully see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Cheers.